Welcome to ANS Solver question 1 of this paper. So for part A, they are asking us to calculate the percentage increase. So how you do that is you take the difference between the prices and you divide it by the original price and then you multiply it by 100. So that would be 1.13 minus 0.97. So I'll just write that here, 1.13 minus 0.97 divided by the original price, that is 0.97, multiplied by 100. So it would be 0.16 divided by 0.97 multiplied by 100, and therefore your final answer for part A would be 0.16 divided by 0.97, which is 0.1649, and if you multiply this by 100 you will get your final answer as 16.49%. And since you need to give your answer in 3 significant figures, your final answer will be 16.5%, because the fourth significant figure, which is 9 in this case, is greater than or equal to 5, so it will round off the third significant number to the next number. Now let's move to part B of this question. So for part B1, they are telling us to calculate the number of pages of advertisement. They've given us the ratio that the number of pages of news and advertisement are, and they've given us the total number of pages, that is of news and advertisement together. So all we need to do is split the total number of pages in the ratio of news and advertisement. So we can say that number of pages of news is 5x of the whole amount, and if you add it, the number of pages of advertisement would be 7x of the whole amount. So if we add both of them, the total would be, as they've given us, 60 pages. So now all we need to do is find the value for x and then multiply it by 7 to find the number of pages of advertisement, because the portion of pages of advertisement is 7 out of 12, that is in the ratio that they've given. So let's do that. So 5 plus 7 is equal to 12, so 12x is equal to 60, therefore x is equal to 5. So now we know the value of x, which is the constant. Now all we need to do is multiply it with the ratio of the number of pages of advertisement, and then we'll get the total number of pages of advertisement. So 7 multiplied by 5 is equal to 35. Therefore 35 will be our final answer for B part 1. Now let's move to B part 2, where they are asking you to write the number of pages of advertisement as a percentage of the number of pages of news. Okay, so the number of pages of advertisement is 35 as a percentage of number of pages of news. So divided by the number of pages of news, and then you multiply it by 100. So number of pages of news will be 5 multiplied by 5 and multiplied by 100. So you can write this as 35 divided by 25, because 5 times 5 is 25, multiplied by 100. So if you input this calculation into your calculator, that is 35 divided by 25 multiplied by 100, you will get your final answer as 140%. And therefore 140% will be your final answer for part B2 of this question. Now let's move to part C. So they are asking you to calculate the difference in price. Now they've told you that on a holiday Maria pays 2.25 euros, and at home she pays $1.13, and they've given us the exchange rate. So let's do that. We have to calculate in dollars. So let's convert euros to dollars. Now they've told us that $1 is 0.9416 euros, and therefore we have to calculate 2.25 euros is how many dollars. So we can cross multiply. So therefore x would be equal to 2.25 multiplied by 1 divided by 0.9416. Therefore x will be equal to, you can simply put this in your calculator. So 2.25 divided by 0.9416 is equal to 2.3895497. This is the amount of dollars that she pays. So we have to calculate the difference that she pays. So all we need to do is subtract how much she pays at home for how much she pays at on a holiday. So all we need to do is 2.389 minus 1.13. So therefore you will get your final answer as 1.259549, and since you have to give your final answer in 3 significant figures, your final answer will be $1.26, because the fourth significant figure in this case, which is 9, is greater than or equal to 5, so it rounds off the third significant figure to the next number. Therefore $1.26 will be your final answer for part C of this question. Now let's move to part D. So for part D, they are telling us that the number of newspapers sold decreases exponentially. So whenever they use the term exponentially, it should strike you that it is a compound interest question, but in this case it decreases. So in the formula, where the part of the formula is 1 plus r by 100, you will use the formula as 1 minus r by 100. Therefore let's use the formula now. They are telling us that over a period of 21 years, the number of papers sold decreased from the following to 58,000. So this would be our principal amount, because that is the original or what you used to sell originally. So 1,763,000 would be your principal amount multiplied by, now as I said, in this case it's decreasing exponentially, so your formula would be 1 minus r by 100, and in this case r, as they've given us, is x. So let's leave it as x raised to, they said, 21 years, and it is equal to 58,000. So now what we have to do is we have to calculate the value of x. So let's take the principal amount to the other side of the equation first. So when we do that, multiplication becomes division. So 58,000 divided by the principal amount, that is 1,763,000, is equal to 0.032898,468, and it is equal to 1 minus x by 100 the whole raised to 21. Now we can move the 21 to the other side of the equation. Now when we move an exponent to the other side, it becomes the root of that exponent. So in this case it's 21, so it will be the 21st root of the following number, that is 0.0328. So the 21st root of this number will be equal to 0.8499420541, which is equal to 1 minus x by 100. Now we can take 1 to the other side of the equation. So it will be 0.849942 minus 1, which is equal to negative 0.1500579, which is equal to negative x by 100. Now we can cancel the negative and the negative, and we can take 100 to the other side of the equation. My bad. Yeah, 100 to the other side, so it will become multiplication, and therefore x will be equal to 15.00579. And since we need our answer in 3 significant figures, your final answer would be 15%. Now this is because the fourth significant figure, which is 0 in this case, is lesser than or equal to 5, so it doesn't round off the third significant figure to the next number. Therefore your value of x will be 15.0. Now let's move on to part E of this question. So for part E, they are asking you to calculate the upper bound of the area of a page. Now they've told us that the page a page is rectangular, and it has the uh, or it measures 43 centimeters by 28 centimeters, and they have told us that they are both correct to the nearest centimeter. Okay, so since they are both correct to the nearest centimeter, so that gives us an opportunity to either increase the measurements by 0.5 centimeters or decrease it by 0.5 centimeters, depending on if we need the upper bound or the lower bound. Now in this case they've asked us for the upper bound, so what we do is, the formula for area of a rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Now they've given us the values of the length into breadth, that is 43 multiplied by 28, but we have to calculate the upper bound. So the easiest, or the way to do that is to first add that 0.5 extra to each of the measurements. So instead of 43 we will use 43 plus 0.5, and for instead of 28 we will use 28 plus 0.5. So now all we need to do is input this in your calculator. So 43 plus 0.5, which is 43.5, multiplied by 28 plus 0.5, which is 28.5. So 43.5 multiplied by 28.5 is equal to 1239.75, and therefore you can give this as your final answer. You don't need to round this off. So your final answer for part E of this question would be 1239.75 centimeters square.